Did you know the Prophet, peace be upon him, called this night Laylat al-Jaiza, the night of the prize? But here's the catch. The Sahaba didn't know if they had won it. They were so afraid the Ramadan wasn't accepted that they spent the entire night on their prayer rugs begging for one more chance. Imagine being so dedicated that your biggest fear isn't losing money or fame, it's losing the reward of a 30-day fast. Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu didn't spend the night resting. He would walk through the dark alleys of Medina, stopping at every door. He wasn't giving out gifts yet. He was shouting, "Who is the winner tonight so I can congratulate him? And who is the loser so I can mourn him?" Can you imagine hearing that outside your window at 3 a.m.? It turned the night of Eid into a spiritual judgment day before the sun even rose. They didn't see Eid as a, quote, day off. They saw it as a day of survival. But how did they go from crying on their rugs to the most joyful celebration in history? Let's look at the morning that changed everything. The second the sun hits the horizon, the mood flips. The Prophet, peace be upon him, called this the Day of Reward. While we're thinking about breakfast, the angels are literally standing at the end of every street. They're shouting to the people, "Go to your Lord! He gives in abundance and forgives the greatest of sins." But before the Sahaba even left their homes, they did two things you probably didn't know. First, they didn't just wash. They performed a full ghusl specifically for the day, even if they were clean. Second, they refused to leave until they ate an odd number of dates. Why? Because they wanted to prove to the world that fasting was forbidden today. They were following orders to eat just as strictly as they followed orders to fast. Then came the tactical walk. The Prophet, peace be upon him, would never take the same road twice. He'd walk to the prayer on one street and come back on a completely different one. Why? To meet more people? Maybe. But the Sahaba believed they were making more pieces of land witness their worship for the Day of Judgment. Every step was a strategic move for their akhirah. The sun finally sets on the streets of Medina, and while the physical hunger is gone, the spiritual hunger of the Sahaba is just beginning. They didn't just celebrate and forget, they transitioned into a 6-month marathon of dua, begging Allah to accept the effort they just put in. Imagine that, half the year spent looking back at 1 month of fasting. This was the secret of their consistency. They didn't treat Ramadan like a seasonal trend, but like a seed they planted and spent the rest of the year watering. As you finish your celebrations and head back to normal life, remember that the day of the prize isn't just about the food or the clothes, but about the transformation that stays with you long after the Eid takbirat have faded.